All right, what is up, everybody? I'm fresh off of the Silent Hill 2 game. I had just beaten it 12 minutes ago, if that. I will say it's one of those games that, man, once you get to the ending, it sure does end. Very emotional, very trying, very with 8 different endings, it's tough to not want to hop back in, but I don't think I want to hop back in right now. So for those of you who've never seen one of these, I've only done one other one, and it was for Bramble the Night King. I review games based off of 10, sometimes 11, depending on the game, different categories. And I feel like each of these categories kind of envelops a video game in a whole. And then I'll rate all these 1 out of 10, and then we will do the average score, and that will kind of be my rating as a whole. I want it to be very known that this was my first playthrough of Silent Hill 2. I did play it as a kid, but I don't think I comprehended a lot of the more in-depth emotion and storytelling. I just kind of like killed the cool creatures. And I played on hard. So I played on hard combat and hard puzzles. And I think that that's very important to mention, because one of the things that I really struggled with this game is there would be very rich story going on, very cool scenes, and then just absolutely momentum breaking points of the game where I just was so out of it, like I didn't care. I was just trying to trudge through, figure out a puzzle, or figure out getting stuck like in different combat loops, just waiting for the right rotation. That was probably the biggest negative against the game. However, with that being said, I don't think that that would be an issue if you just played on regular difficulty. I really don't. So, we're going to hop into it. So, graphics and visuals. The quality of the game's graphics, including art style, realism, animation quality, and overall visual appeal. Easily, easy 9.5. The game is absolutely beautiful. The creatures are creaturing. They are creepy. They are bleh. Pyramid Head. Spoiler. I mean, I think you Silent Hill has Pyramid Head. Isn't as daunting as I would have liked him to be, but still looked awesome. I mean, he's still one of the most iconic horror video game characters of all time. Um, the like all the scenes with the fog really just hit hard in this remake. It really is just a chef's kiss. Gameplay mechanics. How smooth and intuitive the controls are, the complexity and depth of gameplay systems, and the overall enjoyment of playing the game. Now, this is where we can talk about some issues. Now, I'm a mouse and keyboard player, but when I loaded in the game, it said for best experience to play on a controller. So I broke out my little tossable Logitech controller, and not great. Not great. The shooting was very not amazing. And I don't know if it's because of the difficulty. I don't know if the shooting is part of the gameplay, like being on hard, or the combat being on hard. It might be. And if it is, then so be it. But I really struggled with that. The controls were, I felt in control. The dodging mechanic was pretty simple, but not anything new. The complexity and depth of gameplay systems, I just don't think there was any. Um, and the overall enjoyment of playing the game. See, I feel like that's the hardest part about this game. The story, fantastic. The characters, weird and unusual, but it's great. Um, the atmosphere, 10 out of 10. But actually playing the game, like physically playing the game, did I have fun with it? Not really. I know I'm gonna have so many Silent Hill fans up my ass about this, but I just didn't really feel like I was having fun. Like it just, I don't know. It missed. It missed for me. It's a 6. and that could be lower. I'm being generous. Story and narrative. The quality of the storyline, character development, dialogue, and how engaging and immersive the overall narrative experience is. It's a slow burn, and you really don't enjoy any of the other characters until everything gets flushed out for what it is. You know, Eddie, just a fat guy who is tired of getting bullied. You know, you got the kid who I'm still kind of perplexed about. I don't quite understand her role in it. You got Maria and Mary, obviously, and then you know your different troves of side characters that are through all the memos and whatnot. Um, there's symbolism in everything, right? I think one of the coolest moments that you know really has to sink in, and again, this is I guess a spoiler review, so before we get into too much more, um, you know, there's a scene where you are carrying behind you Pyramid Head's sword, and it kind of dawns on you, you know, that it you are Pyramid Head grudging through life, miserable because you're holding this immense burden of you know Mary and Maria and all that situation. Most specifically, Mary, the guilt that you feel from that, and it was kind of a well, this is how you become a Pyramid Head is holding on to all this fucking shitty ass guilt and negative feelings, negative emotions, and you can't just let it go. That's littered throughout this whole entire game. Tons of symbolism, tons of side stories. I think that's one of the areas that it does really well. I'm going to give it an 8. Audio and sound design. The quality of the sound effects, music, and voice acting, and how well they contribute to the atmosphere and overall gaming experience. I mean, I feel like the sound design for all of the like actual creatures is pretty good, and you know the music, the eerie music played in for sure. I wasn't blown away with the voice acting, but I again don't know if this is like the original voice actors. I don't quite know what happened there. Um, it's not the best in the world, but it's not the worst in the world. I would definitely give it a 7. Replay value. Um, the extent of which the game encourages replayability through multiple endings, side quests, new game plus, multiplayer mods, or other factors. I mean, the fact that it tells you that there's 8 different endings and I only got, you know, I obviously got one, definitely has the replayability. Um, I just don't know if I would care enough. How do I say this? I want to know the different endings and I want to know how you get there. But do I want to put in the work to do that versus just watching a YouTube video? That's my thing. Is like I don't think I had, and again, this is with the hard difficulty on, right? My mindset may be different if I was playing just run and gun, let's go, you know, kill all this shit and have unlimited health. Um my 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 mindset might be different if that was the case. So, I'm going to give it a 6.5, just in the sense of like the only thing that it really has going for itself for replay value, and I guess this isn't a bad thing, is the endings. But I just don't, I would rather just watch someone's video of all the different endings versus actually playing the whole game through again. I don't think I'm going to gain that much more from the game playing it a second or third time outside of the multiple endings, and not only that, 8 different times. Difficulty and balance. How well the game is balanced in terms of challenge, difficulty, progression, and fairness, catering to both casual and hardcore players. I mean, I think hard was hard. I do. You know, it has the mechanic of you are going to be running on fumes when it comes to how much ammo you can find and how much health packs you can find. They're very scarce. Your every bullet counts, which plays against itself because of how shitty the controls felt. The combat is difficult and challenging, but I didn't ever feel outside of some rooms. The last boss gave me some trouble, and the boss prior to that with pyramid, their double pyramid head gave me some trouble. But they give you enough supplies in the room, so you just have to be very coordinated and on top of how you navigate that. So I would say that it's difficult enough and challenging enough that I think people who don't play on hard difficulty in games often would really struggle through it. But I mean, we got it done in 16 hours, which I don't think is too bad. So I'm gonna say a 7. Nothing crazy, nothing bad. World design and exploration. Okay. So the richest and detail of the game world, the diversity of environment, and the sense of discovery and exploration offered to the player. Um, I mean, obviously the game world's beautiful. You know, walking up to Silent Hill for the first time, it really feels like that what we know Silent Hill of. As far as once we get past that, I just felt like I was running around fairly empty hospitals, apartments, motels, doing the same type of stuff, searching the same cupboards, checking the same corners. I mean, you're definitely rewarded for exploring, right? It's not an open world game necessarily, but it's not a fully on rails game. So like there's direction you need to do, but like how you go about doing it is up to you. Visually it's stunning. We've already talked about graphics and visuals, so I would say world design and exploration is going to get another 7. Performance and technical stability. So, how well the game runs technically, including factors such as frame rate, loading times, optimization across different platforms, and the absence of bugs and glitches. I didn't see anything, didn't feel any issues. Technically, it ran great. The only instances where it got buggy was in smaller rooms when dodging. Sometimes the camera would get a little funky, but I don't think it's enough to take away much. Community and multiplayer. There's not a multiplayer aspect of this game, so we're gonna skip over this one. Innovation and originality, the extent to which the game introduces fresh ideas, innovative gameplay mechanics, or unique twists on existing genres, contributes to its overall creativity and distinctiveness. No, I mean, if this was 1999 or 2000, I'd be like, man, this is groundbreaking. But we've seen games that look exactly like this that do similar things. The puzzles were puzzles. I mean, I don't they're unique to themselves, but I wouldn't say that they were groundbreaking by any stretch of the imagination. We're going to give it a 7. All right. And then the last one is something that I've come up with for my personal, how do I say it? My personal experience of video games. Hours versus dollars. Did the game produce an hour of gameplay for every dollar spent on the game? So, in my eyes, if I'm buying a $70 game, I want to get at least 70 hours out of the game without like feeling completely, minute little things that I'm digging for in time. So, if we I spent $70, $69.99, $70, and it took me 16 hours, so I was at about $4 an hour, $4.50 an hour. That's kind of not great. However, with that being said, if we're talking there's um 8 endings, and now that I know everything and where to go, you could probably crush out on like standard difficulty the remaining 8 endings in 8 hours each, give or take. 56 hours plus 16. Let's see. Come on. 56 plus 16. Yeah, I mean, I think we're there. For a one and done, no, the game's not worth $70 for a one and done. It's not. Um, if you play on standard and you're decent at games, you could probably beat this game in under 10 hours. As a matter of fact, there's an achievement for that to beat the game in under 10 hours. Um, it's just not worth 70. This, in my eyes, this should have been a $40 or $50 game. I don't regret spending it because I was excited to play Silent Hill and excited to play the remake, but definitely not worth the 70. So that's going to be given that you if you played all the endings, it probably would be. I'm going to give it a 6.5. Okay, so overall score we have let's do some math. Calculator over my head. Don't call me a calculator head. 6 plus 8 plus 7 plus 6.5 plus 7 plus 7 plus 9 plus 7 plus 6.5 divided by 10 leaves the overall score at a 7.35 for Silent Hill 2. And that's about what I would say I'm happy with. Where it shines, it definitely shines here, here, and here. If we were to rank it on those three things alone, it would be a 9, right? But putting everything else in here, 7.35 is about what I feel after just getting done beating the game. Story was great. Just about had me crying for the ending that I got. With everything else contributing, that's about where I'm sitting. I know I'm going to get some heat from the Silent Hill 2 community. I love you guys. It's no bad blood. I'm still a Silent Hill fan. I'll still watch all the movies. I'll still play any game they remake. Pyramid Head's the badass. I just think that we missed a little bit in some areas on this remake, and it's not the game's fault. I digress. It has lots of success. It's still overwhelmingly positive on Steam. My little opinion isn't going to affect it. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Catch you on the next one. Peace.